Hello and good afternoon. Sorry I'm late, folks. I've just been swept by some bushes and a bit of rain as I was coming into the house. So I feel like a right scruff at the moment. But anyway, and I'm late for my podcast, and here we go. Um, so what can I call you? Are you called Oskar? Oskar?
Oscar. Oscar, you can call me Oscar if you want.
Right. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
love the name, by the way. Love the name.
Thank you
Um,
so much, Steve.
Oh, that's better. I can now can hear you. That's better.
Perfect.
Whereabouts, whereabouts, whereabouts are you then?
I'm currently in Valencia in Spain.
Oh, see, he come. See, this is it, guys. This is where he is in Spain in Valencia. I tell you what, I've been to the football ground there. It's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, and
Really
Spain
nice.
is beautiful right now. Super sunny as well.
When I went to watch Man United beat them. Anyway, yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
what a game that was. Tell us about yourself.
Sure. So right now well, as my profession, I do coaching and training. I graduated from with bachelor in psychology, and from my love of positive psychology, which is the science and of of going from good to great. I love to help people feel more confident and yeah, understand what their life purpose is, because oftentimes we get swept away in the motion of daily life, and we often forget to really remember what is it that we really want to do in life. And I help people, yeah, remind that and feel more grateful about what they do every day.
Good. That's really good. Did you know what you wanted to do in life when you decided what you want to do when you left school and everything?
It was quite tough. I've always been into this idea of um, personal development. I saw other people who were talking about living joyfully, living with confidence, and especially when I was in high school, I was very anxious and didn't like to go in front of class, didn't have many friends, and because of that, I really admired people who were doing coaching and training, people who were yeah going on stages, and I thought that would be something really cool. But I was so scared, of course. So just from that spark, from when I was about 15, 16 years old, I kept reading books, and eventually I studied psychology as well, so I could understand how the mind works and how you can kind of even reprogram it to be the way that you want to be and create the habits that you want to create. And from that, yeah, I did some more training. During I was studying, I did some training about coaching and how to learn better and how to help other people learn better as well. So that's what I'm focusing on now, which is still related to positive psychology, which is um, yeah, the science of helping people go from a state of being okay to being even better. Whereas normal psychology helps people to go from not being able to function so well to being okay. And yeah, for me, it's very fulfilling. I really enjoy what I do because I get to see people become happier and have an impact on people that I know they can use the tools that I give them to create better habits, be a bit more motivated, or have a clarity about what they want in life.
Okay,
So it
and
wasn't always clear for me. Yeah.
what can you offer? What can you offer then?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm working with universities actually and a couple high schools, although high schools aren't as interested in this. I do workshops around life purpose. So especially for young people, since they don't always know what they want to do after their studies, I give them a bit of guidance in terms of how to understand what are they passionate about, what are they good at, how can they impact their communities and make a bit of a difference, because that's what makes people really fulfilled, and how can they combine that to find a good job or a new venture, maybe some project they can start, and yeah, give them a guidance and clarity about what a meaningful life means for them.
Okay. Keep on saying about meaningful life. Do, when you're kind of coaching and everything, put us into a practice, right? I've come to you, right, and I want to make my life much better. So what's your procedure then? Do you sit me down in a dark room and do you kind of like hypnotize me or whatever? What do
Yeah,
you do?
definitely not. Thanks for providing the contrasted example. Definitely not like that. So I would it's always personalized, right? When you're doing coaching, it's all about the person who's being coached,
Yeah, of
the
course. Yeah.
coachee, and understanding what do you really want. So if you're feeling lost right now, we would maybe sit down and start to like imagine what are some things that you would want to do in life, and we could even start from the opposite side, saying what do you not want, and then just like really listing down all the things you don't want in life, and then seeing what's the opposite of that. And then another way would be, for example, yeah, just having people unscramble their thoughts, because oftentimes we're as humans we're often thinking about either the future, like what's going to happen, and that makes us anxious, or what are the problems that we've had in the past, and we're never
Mm.
really in the present moment. And that's also what I love to help people, yeah, gain that better sense of being mindful, because that helps people to cope better and just enjoy the present moment. So while having that stable base of being more mindful, I help people to also, yeah, make sure that they understand what they want in life through questions like
Yeah,
that.
because we all have busy lives. We all have busy lives, and we think about tomorrow, what's going to happen tomorrow. We keep diaries, like we keep a diary, say right tomorrow, so and so, or the following day, but we don't concentrate on what's happening now, the present moment, what's happening now. We
Yeah,
don't know, do we? We don't know, do we? We're always thinking about tomorrow, or meeting our girlfriend
yeah,
for lunch, or whatever, or our wife. But the trouble is, we should think about what's happening now.
yeah, yeah,
So
indeed.
how can you get your clients or how can you get
Peop-
your clients back into the present moment?
Great question. Yeah, if especially like you're saying, we often think about what we need to do, everything that's going in through our head, and that feels stressful, right? That's the big point, is that this thing, all these things that you think you need to be doing, make you feel stressed. If you like, you have a massive to-do list or things that you want to accomplish, then you can feel stressed. And of course, I am saying that it's great to have a vision about and focus on where you want to go, but to not get swept into all the thoughts, because that can make you stressed. And from what we know, like stress is the one of the biggest killer of, yeah, it limits your lifespan. It can do a lot of damage to your health as well. So being able to understand and like even separate yourself or take a third person perspective of those thoughts is very important. And this can be done through mindfulness, for example. And mindfulness doesn't only mean meditation. Mindfulness means simply being aware in the present moment without judgment of your thoughts. And some exercises related to that, for example, is that I like to teach people is meditation. That's a very most common one, and it's quite studied at the moment, because meditation can seem like some woo woo thing. If people have never tried meditation, it can seem very hard. Like, how can you just sit still and pay attention to your thoughts? Because if you've never tried it, your thoughts will be going everywhere.
Yeah,
And it comes down to, yeah, also like you can even start with like a couple minutes every day, something very small, because like everything, it's a habit. And when you're able to focus on what thoughts are going inside your head, then you become aware of them more. And the more you practice, the more aware you become, the more you can understand what's happening. And you can even stop yourself, be like, okay, this is a thought that's triggering my negative emotions or feeling frustrated. Let me just take a deep breath and come back to the present moment. And of course, that's not going to happen the first time you practice it. It can take quite a few practices. Like, you don't expect to go to the gym, do one push up, and feel like you're Arnold Armstrong. No, I mean Schwarzenegger. So
oh,
you gotta keep on coming back and repeating. It's like going to the gym. You build muscles through going
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oftentimes, like you don't go for a walk once and feel great, but the more you do it, the stronger your mental push up becomes, you could say.
I had a
Yeah.
guest on last week said about the present moment. I had a guest, and we were doing exercises like breathing exercises.
Mm,
What we were doing was we were closing our eyes, and we're making that we were down by a lake and just relaxing by the lake, and it
oh,
was really
awesome.
good. It was really good, and she was really good at it. And and I think you're totally right. It's needed. We all need to kind of like take control of our thoughts and everything, and just kind of like calm down, forget about life around us, what's happening at the moment, and just
Yeah,
concentrate on our feelings, and our
totally.
thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what's very important is not being judgmental about them because we can also get swept in thinking about our thoughts and be like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking that. But then that creates other emotions. So it's also the a big important part of mindfulness is also being non-judgmental, which does take practice, of course. And if you want, I can show you one breathing exercise that I really like to do as well to like just calm oneself more easily.
Yeah, we do that in a sec. Um,
Sure.
we just do that in a sec. But the question what I want to ask you now is this: that you keep saying about kind of like being in the present moment and about your thoughts and everything. What happens if someone is really uptight, really stressed out? How can they control their feelings if things around them are really tough?
Yeah. If they're feeling very stressed and they've got so many things to do, then it might feel for them that they don't even have 5 minutes to sit down and focus on their breath or their sensations. And it can be very difficult then, of course, if you feel like you're always busy or you're stressed and you don't really want to sit still. So that's why doing something that maybe doesn't require sitting down could be helpful, like, for example, breathing or going out in nature. That's also like something that's very simple and yeah, touching the ground with your bare feet. So it can be something as simple as that, because even there, you're being mindful of what's happening with your feet and simply paying attention to what's happening around you. Now, if you're super stressed, then it can be hard, like we said before. But it doesn't
Hmm.
need to. You don't need to start with like 10 minutes. Even it can be 2 to 5 minutes of paying attention to what's happening around you.
Okay, so I've
And
got I've got 3,000 people on my radio now and on my podcast. So I'm not asking everybody to do it. So give me an exercise so we all can do.
totally. So one super simple exercise that I like to do around the breath is called it's called 4-7-8, because basically it's going to be breathing in for 4 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, and breathing out for 8 seconds. And let me just explain why we do this. Because the breath is very related to our nervous system, and when we're breathing in, it's activating a part of the nervous system that energizes you, and when you breathe out, it's the activates the calming parts of the nervous system. So if you're
Right.
breathing out longer, then you're actually activating a nerve in your body called the vagus nerve, and that helps to calm this stressful fight or flight mode, which is what stress triggers. So simply breathing for 4 seconds in, holding seven, and then breathing out eight helps to do this. And you can do this even just a couple of rounds, and you already feel um, more calm. So if you want, we can do this now,
Yeah, let's do
and I'll
that
just
now. Yeah.
awesome. So let's take a deep breath in for 4 seconds, 2, 3, 4, and then hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then breathe out for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and run another round. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's do one more round. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, holding your breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's as simple as that. Usually, this is not only does it, yeah, control your breath, which helps you to relax, but it also makes you focus on your body sensation and the breath going in and out of you. So you automatically being a bit more mindful of what's happening inside your body.
That is really good. That is really good. I've got some questions here for you. Here we
Sure.
go. Hi. I get really stressed out nearly every day. I'm a solicitor in a local office in the UK. Are there any exercises where people don't know that I'm doing any exercises? Because every time I try to do any breathing exercise, everybody laughs at me.
Hmm. Well, I would say that even that breathing exercise is quite discreet because you don't need to breathe loud. You can simply breathe through your nose. But if you want, one other way to calm your thoughts could be writing out your thoughts. Um, because what's stressing you out is the thoughts going on in your head, right? The thinking of what you need to do, thinking of what's going wrong. And of course, this isn't completely discreet, but if you simply want to do an exercise which helps you to get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper, then that process helps you to calm your mind, because not only does it help you to to get everything that's worrying you on your on a piece of paper so you can see it, but it also helps you to slow down your mind. What I mean specifically is to basically tell yourself to write one full page of A4 and just do free writing, which means like saying that you can start with a prompt. What stresses me out is, and then whatever comes to mind, you just keep writing it. And what you're doing when you're writing nonstop, that's the big point of it, is that you're slowing down your thoughts
Mm,
because we can't write as fast as we were thinking, right?
no,
So by writing, you're actually slowing down your thoughts, and then that's a very calming way to write down what's stressing you out, for example. And yeah, so it gets you to realize what maybe is stressing you out, so you can deal with it better, and also it gets you to slow down your thoughts, which helps, which is quite calming.
brilliant, very good.
Yeah.
Um, Hi, Steve. I'm a eye power sports person. Um, I get very busy in my sports life. Can you tell me any breathing exercises? Well, the trouble is, we're getting onto breathing exercises all the time, but I'm sure the sportsmen will know about breathing exercises, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they would. Then there are lots of different breathing exercises as well. Like there's the 4-7-8 that I told you about. Then there's you can even change up those numbers, like doing 4-4-4-4, which is 4 in, 4 holding, 4 out, 4 holding again. And you can do a method called the Wim Hof method, which is breathing in and out and then holding your breath at the end of 30 cycles of in and out. And that does something else. So it really depends what kind of benefits you want. If it is to reduce stress, a big factor is breathing out longer than you're breathing in, because the breathing
Yeah,
out part is what gets you to calm down. And if you can do it for over 5 seconds, the breathing out part, then you're also being more conscious of it. And yeah, as a sports player, oftentimes, yeah, we get energized if we're in the game. And that's because also we're breathing heavily and that's activating our nervous system.
yeah,
So I'm
uh,
wondering if they have any more specific questions in terms of like what results would they want.
yeah. Okay.
But
What we got here? Hi. How can I improve my results in everyday life by controlling my thoughts and my feelings? There you go. That is hard, isn't it?
that's very awesome. Yeah, so control. I'm not a fan of the word controlling thoughts and emotions, but it is because when we're if we say we're trying to control something, then it's like something that's untamed. And our brain is how it is. It's designed to protect us and make us survive. So, unf- unfortunately or fortunately, it's still the brain of a million-year-old human, which when we were caveman had to protect us from saber-toothed tigers that might invade our tribe. And the problem is that now we don't have saber-toothed tigers, luckily, but we have, for example, social media or other people um, maybe making a negative comment towards us, and that can feel like we're being attacked a little bit, right? Because when we were back in the day, cavemen, it was very important for people to stay in a tribe, to stay together, and that is what helped us survive. So whenever we feel attacked like now in daily life, like for example not getting a negative comment on social media or somebody throwing judgment at you, then that can feel like we're being excluded from a tribe, and our brain doesn't really differentiate back the same thing as back then of not being in the tribe and being attacked from a saber-toothed tiger and a negative comment on the streets today, unfortunately. So simply being aware of that, I would say, is the first step. And then secondly, for controlling your thoughts, it's mindfulness is a very powerful practice, and I would urge anybody to look it up. And because there are many different ways about it, and I actually recorded a 5-day free event recently that I'm going to put up on my website for anybody who wants to learn more about different ways of doing mindfulness. But once you understand how what are the recurring thoughts in your mind, the first step is awareness. And I would say, what are the 4 or 5 most common thoughts that you have in your daily life? Like, what are the maybe the 2 or 3 negative ones that you have, and if that's the dominant ones, or the 2 or 3 positive, helpful thoughts that you have? Because for me, it starts with awareness of the thoughts and what are the emotions that they bring. So if you're looking to control your thoughts a little better, start with awareness. Write down what are the emotions or thoughts that come up in a day-to-day basis, and then from there, once you know, like for myself, sometimes the triggering unhelpful thoughts would be frustration, or those emotions, frustrations or disappointment, and the helpful thoughts or the helpful positive ones would be joy and excitement. And what I urge people to do, once you understand what are your dominant positive and negative emotions, look at what are the ways that each of them are helping you and not helping you. Because we have negative emotions for a reason as well. For example, when I get frustrated, it's maybe because I wasn't able to do my work, or maybe a boss or somebody I look up to that gets angry, and that can be frustrating, right? First of all, yeah, that's unhelpful, because then I can't think clearly if I want to respond or do work. But it does help me in terms of, maybe, okay, I need to be frustrated a little bit to notice what is it that I actually want to do with work. So it starts with the awareness of the emotions, and yeah, that can be done through mindfulness, and then also simply writing down what are the ones that are the most common in your head.
Okay, brilliant,
Yeah,
brilliant. Steve, would it be possible if you can ask your guest to come back again? Very interesting, really, really good. And explain more about mindfulness. Well,
sure.
I will ask him. It's up to him if he wants to go back. He probably think I'm a bit mad, but never mind.
No,
Um,
you're great, Steve.
thank you very much. Thank you. Um, Hi, Steve. Congratulations on your on your podcast and radio. I never thought after 12 months that you got this far. Congratulations. Anyway, by the way, number 2 in the charts already. Wow, not bad.
Amazing.
Hi, Steve. Would it be possible if you could have this nice guy back again? Very good at what he does. Yeah, we'll try to get him back. You're not worry. Hi, there's a question here for you. Um, what happens if you yourself um, are stressed? Who's going to coach you?
Great question. Yeah, actually, I do have. Most of the time I have a coach. At the moment, I do not, because I ended my coaching program with my previous coach recently. But I do have some coaches usually, because as I coach myself, I think it's important to have the other person that you can reflect with, like psychologists, for example, because that's with the field that I'm in. Also, psychologists have their own psychologists, because oftentimes when you're dealing a lot with people's, when you're taking in basically people's goals, but problems as well, it can be quite heavy. So it's great to have somebody else that can help you to deal with that and, like, basically sort your thoughts out. So yeah, having somebody to help me is very crucial too.
I'll tell you what, everybody likes you here. You know, they keep on asking me to get you back, get you back. Um,
Wow, yeah, this is such a short time. Definitely, I'd love to come back.
yeah, yeah, that's fine because we love to talk to you more about the mindfulness because we help a lot of people with mental health and people who's kind of like who needs to deal with stress and everything. That's all what we're about, really. See, um, I, Steve, would it be possible? Yes, 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 yes. I'll see. I'm getting all these things back here. I
Wow.
What do you? How do you deal with your stress when you're in a traffic jam? Um,
Mm,
there
that's
you
that's
go.
pretty great. Yeah, because that's actually quite a common example that is used of like, um, yeah, traffic jams can piss people off, right? Especially, yeah, you think somebody else is cutting in front of you, and yeah, they're like, you just want to like, yeah, honk at them and not, yeah, wish that they crash. No, I'm just kidding. Don't wish that. But it can be very frustrating when you're in a traffic jam and things are not going your way. And the thing is, it is hard to deal with those emotions, especially if it's the first time. And I would say there is not a simple quick fix that you're going to do it, because like I said, mindfulness or being aware of the emotions that come up inside of you takes practice. So what you could do in a traffic jam, for example, is to first of all remember that everybody here is in the same situation as you, and it's they're not trying to um, cr- make your day worse, and they might also be having a not a great time in the traffic jam. So simply being aware that people are in the same situation and that they only care about themselves. People aren't really trying to mess with your traffic jam situation either. Helps to, yeah, understand. Okay, we're all in this together. Let's yeah, let's go through this. And if you're in a traffic jam and you're sitting completely still, why not try some breathing as well? Now I know that that might be not be the first thing that comes to mind, especially if we're being frustrated and yeah, want everybody to just go. But try to think of something that can be helpful and that can calm you down. Like I've listed a few things that you can do now, and breathing is one of the things that's not too hard to do when you're driving, and if you're not driving too fast, of course. I would, if you're doing most types of mindfulness, I would not advise it to do it while driving, because um yeah, it can be dangerous, especially if you're closing your eyes.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's why practicing outside of the traffic jam is important, because this is a skill and a habit that can be built that will that will have effects beyond simply the exercise. Like working out in the gym, your muscles are still activated after the gym, right? So here, if you're doing meditation, for example, you're going to have the effects that last beyond simply the meditation. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And also, if you're in a traffic jam and they keep beeping your horns and everything, go to your toolbox, get some pair of pliers, lift up their bonnet, and cut the wire. That will stop them. Um, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, guys. Don't do that, please. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on. It was really enjoyable, and
My gosh, Steve. Yeah,
it
it's
was really
been
enjoyable. Thank you very much for coming on, and
well.
hopefully
Thank you.
we will get you back on again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve. It's been a pleasure. Even though it's very short and intense, I hope people got a lot of value out of it. And actually, yeah, I like to speak with people, and if they have any more questions, they can reach me wherever they want. I'm on all social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Oskar War. Oscar is spelled with a K. If it's okay, I'll spell it out: Oskar. Then my last name is Woehr. Oscar War, like that.
What we'll do, we'll get you on for about an hour next time, and we'll do a question and answers. How about that? I
Sure.
was
Yeah, that would
with
be
all
fantastic.
that. That'd be good because everybody's saying that they're really interested. Okay, guys, I'm going to be back now for 6 o'clock, I think, tonight. Sorry,
Awesome.
half past eight for another broadcast. In the meantime, goodbye. I'm off to put my head down and get some pliers and probably cut some wires because this man told me to. In the
All right.
in the meantime, bye bye, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Thanks, bye bye.
Bye.